I just wanted to make a little bit of a reach out video for anyone who might need to hear this today, anyone who might benefit from a bit of help with grounding. Uh, for those who haven't seen one of my videos before, unaware of who I am and my background, so my name is Glenn. I am a qualified counsellor and I've spent 12 years working with people in the realms of trauma healing, drug and alcohol support, suicide prevention, and it's all just started because I just wanted to be able to help people. I grew up in some challenging situations when I was younger, and I have known what it is like to suffer in different times. So in seeing the deep suffering of many people at the moment, and some of the things that, doing that kind of work and ending up taking on that kind of responsibility in your vocation for many years, you often find that, just like a mechanic gets a phone call occasionally from a friend, hey man, can you come over and check out my brake pads? I do get contacted by people from time to time, just to ask me questions or to pick my brain about certain things. And one thing that I'm noticing a lot at the moment is, as people are starting to awaken to start to notice that our kind of modern day society where we are right now, that something's wrong. Something. A lot of people are starting to notice maybe where they had put their trust in certain entities within our country and our world, that perhaps they don't have realization coming on, that perhaps they don't have their best interests at heart. I can't actually talk about or name some of the examples of these things because this video will strangely disappear as they tend to when people start to speak candidly about these kind of subjects. So I will rely on your educated guess about some of the things that I might be referring to. And I had really who I consider to be a really smart person and a mentor of mine once, who said to me, sometimes people start to realize that as they start to come to a deeper realization of the system that they have been circulating in since the day that they were born, it's almost like there's something wrong here, but I can't really put my finger on it. As if I'm listening to an orchestra playing, the first violin is out of tune, so there's this kind of like, there's a problem in the mix somewhere, but because I'm not, say a violinist, I can't pick that there's a person can't go, oh, the violin's out of tune, but there's something wrong. They can be able to say, I can't put my finger on exactly what it is that is troubling me about this, but there's something feels wrong. And I want to encourage people who are feeling that way to feel grounded in your own truth and your own conscience, to be able to feel confident to doubt as little as possible yourself, and to feel confident that the things that you are seeing, the things that you are feeling, they are real, they are happening, and don't doubt your intelligence, don't doubt your consciousness, don't doubt that innate wisdom that you have within yourself about what it means to be a human being. I don't want to get off track, so just to be really clear, that's what I'm trying to say here, is that, to give you an example of what I'm talking about, there's certain government entities and certain ways that the system that we live in now is using what they know about us to cause people to move in a certain direction. So if you're curious about what I'm talking about, or you need some evidence to unpack about what I'm referring to here, jump on the internet when you get a chance and search on something called nudge theory. So, in a nutshell, what nudge theory is, it uses certain behavioral sciences, certain elements of psychology to move the masses and to formulate groups in society where people will start to move as a collective. So we saw this a lot during the pandemic. There's videos online and lots of examples of how linguistic programming is used very, very commonly within the system that we live in, through the media, through social media, through all the different forms of channels of communication that we use. There is linguistic programming that is used, and what that's about is consistent and repetitive messaging that is based on often a combination of two things: fear and hope. So cause the collective to become very fearful, and very fearful is enough, you don't need another word, causing people to become very fearful, and then offering certain answers or certain solutions that will bring the collective out of that fear. A portal to be able to say, if we all do this, or we all do if we all make certain decisions, we're going to be fine, we're going to be safe, we're going to get through this. Again, I can't give any specific examples too much. I'll again depend on your education and your just ability to critically think as a human being to be able to understand what I'm talking about. But there was a lot of things that repeated, kind of these things that became mantras by the media and by the powers that be over this period of time. Nudge theory has been used. It's not a new psychological theory. It's not a new thing, but it has been employed very, very heavily over the last 3 to 4 years, very heavily. And once you know about nudge theory, it will become very obvious as you start to hear literally the same phrases, the same lines, the same vocabulary repeated again and again across every channel, every radio station, every social media page for every single media conglomerate. And this doesn't just go around Australia, this goes to every country where we have a connection to. All those 3-letter kind of entities around the world, those acronym organizations. Not saying they're all bad, but what I'm saying is there has been a concerted effort over the last few years to move the masses into particular directions. And now in 2023, we're starting to see, one, the lack of effectiveness about a lot of those directions and things that we were told to do that did not work anywhere near to be as effective as that we were told that they were going to. And two, it's also the case that we're now paying the bill for it. I think I saw the other day that Victoria has incurred about $100 billion, and don't quote me on the number, but it's in the very high billions of dollars that the Victorian government has incurred over the period of the pandemic, as the most locked down city in the world, being Melbourne over that time. So we're now paying the bill for it, and it's not great for a lot of people. And at the same time, to come back to what I was saying, I feel like there's a lot of people at the moment who are feeling like there's something wrong. I think most people are generally good. Most people, we want to find a way to live a life where we feel good about the life that we're living, but we want to try to most of the time, and that's my experience after more than a decade of talking to people about their personal stuff, is most people are generally good. Most people want to do good for each other, for other people, sorry, and for those around them. But striving to try to be good citizen, good person, good man, good woman, good husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, good at your job, whatever you're trying to be, do the right thing, as they say. A lot of people are starting to feel, despite wanting to do the best, day-to-day life, something doesn't feel right here. And I just want to encourage you that if that's the way you're feeling, you're not going crazy. You're not a dissident. This stuff like nudge theory is an example of what has been used over the past 3 to 4 years to cause us to question what we can see with our own eyes, what we can hear with our own ears, what we can pick up with all of our own senses. So I just want to encourage you, as a person who stood up to this pretty heavily and has already been through the fire, come out the other side, I just want to encourage you. You're not alone. Some of the stuff that has been perpetrated upon us over the few years, that's one of the things that have been trying to segregate the people who don't want to just blindly go along with these things, trying to segregate those people into a subgroup, a less educated or a conspiratorial obsessed subgroup. So not only does the nudging, as they say, push people into a certain direction, to start to as blindly follow authority as the authority would like, which often is to the greatest extent. Don't ask questions, don't research, just do as you're told, right? That kind of nudging and that push towards a particular direction has also caused the people who didn't necessarily blindly or as blindly go along with these instructions. It's also causing those people to occasionally question the validity of their own stances. So I just want to encourage you again, like I said, not only does it nudge people in the direction of a lack of critical thinking, it can also nudge people in the direction of a sense of self-doubt about their own convictions. So you are not alone. You are strong. You have people who also are with you. And you know what? There's actually a lot more people out there that are feeling like this than what most people realize. Trust me. I do get more people touching base with me than back in the day. So keep on going. Stay love though, don't let it bring you to this place where it affects your spirit. I'm not going to act like I have all the advice, but look, I have worked in a discipline for a long time where I'm able to see some of these things pretty blatantly. So if you're feeling like this at the moment and you needed this today, I hope it has helped you. I hope that you realize, like I said, that you're not alone. This was only supposed to be a short video, but you know me, it never is. But I always say, I love you. You're a human being. You are just as important as every tree, as the sky, as the ground, like I always say, we are the universe experiencing itself through its own consciousness. And the consciousness is in our minds. And we experience this place every day. And you are part of it. You are part of something. And, got your back. And don't let them nudge you too far. Peace.